G'day gentlemen, thanks for tuning in once again. This is a different video that I feel needs to be addressed because of some information that's been put out there in the manosphere, in the MGTOW sphere. Some clarity needs to be put forth, and there's a lot of information that's actually causing distortion, a fuzziness, so to speak, that I know is disheartening to many men. So in this video, the specific information is projected by Thinking Ape, aka Stardusk, specifically in a video called Delineating MGTOW Against Mainstreamification. I'll pretty much just be playing some excerpts from this specific video and responding to them as we go.
I have already spoken of MGTOW in the mainstream in a fairly recent video where Sandman was illegitimately given the title of founder of MGTOW. If
someone gives someone a title that, I'm saying, for example, all right, you, Stardusk, you're the founder. It's illegitimate. Whatever, who cares? Get over Sandman, man. We know you've got issues with him. Just get over it, bro. Move forward. Move on.
is relatively minor and small potatoes compared to the BBC attempting a hit piece on MGTOW. And the time has come to speak openly and frankly about what has been going on for quite some time in the MGTOW community. MGTOW has always been extreme in some sense, that is to say, extreme in the sense of trying to elucidate and understand human nature. We go to far lengths, we search out information, we seek out knowledge in trying to explain the deepest and sometimes darkest recesses of human nature, because we see it as a necessity.
Some of us see it as a necessity, some of us don't. Some of us choose to live MGTOW, pretty much as a lifestyle, being off that plantation, metaphorically, doing our own thing. Some of us like to dwell into evolutionary psychology, biology, and what have you. But not all of us are the same. That's why we go our own way as individuals.
And in the process of going your own way, there is, of course, this phenomenon we call red pill rage.
Not really. Not really. There are many men that haven't gone through that. Some men have. I would say I'm one of them. And red pill rage isn't for everyone. Not everybody goes through red pill rage. So it's pretty limited to you can't loosely say that everybody goes through red pill rage. I mean, in this case, we're talking about men that are part of the MGTOW collective.
But increasingly, many men in the MGTOW community are caught in a perpetual state of red pill rage. And Spetsnaz has already spoken on this issue, at least indirectly. And he got a lot of shit for it. And I support him in his words and his views there.
It's a great way to create allies. We all support Spetsnaz. Sometimes we disagree on things. Spetsnaz comes out with awesome material, and there have been some men that have said, look, I disagree with that specific point, and they disagree strongly. That's fine. We all go our own way. We don't walk the same path. And if we have an opinion, we'll spit it out.
Red pill rage might be a necessity. It might be a necessary process we all go through, although for me it was much more of a red pill depression than anything else. But within the context of red pill rage, there should also be a striving to move past it, a desire to understand things so as to assuage those angry, bitter, and hostile feelings.
Should be is a very strong word. Should be is, or two words. Should be is like the word hate. Hate is a very strong word as well. You don't need to be, or we're not MGTOW with a little star on the top right of it, where you should be with all these extensions. MGTOW is something, and how you want to deal with your situation is something else. People that are going through red pill rage will naturally end up pretty much getting over it. Yeah, you know, you'll be going through this vicious circle, going in and out of red pill rage. You might be the type of person that will strive and pursue a better future for yourself, but it's not a necessity. It's not a necessity. And you don't have to be pursuing that route. You don't have to.
It's not a beneficial state to be in. Sure, one feels charged up and emotional.
There's nothing wrong with feeling charged up and emotional. Nothing wrong with it at all.
But once you leave that behind you and you find some state of equilibrium and peace of mind, you'll find yourself feeling far, far better than you ever did in a state of red pill rage.
I agree with that. Totally agree with that. For me, personally, I have progressed, moved forward, making money. That is one of my objectives. I've pretty much purchased a new car. I've bought an X5. I've sold my other car to a close friend of mine. I gave it to him for pretty much 50% of what the market value is worth. He's a fellow MGTOW. You know, I look at the past. I've been burnt, and I'm moving forward. I'm looking at the past as if I'm in my car, moving forward, staring at the world through my rear view mirror, learning from all the lessons that I experienced in the past. It's great, but remember, the other stuff that you're speaking about, they're just extensions, and we'll carry on, and this is going to end up clarifying itself by itself.
But we see these days many men in a perpetual state of red pill rage. And given the diversification of the MGTOW community, which really has no identifiable core principle or philosophy, or so it's claimed, this has been on the uptake. That is to say, more and more men in a perpetual state of red pill rage. Now, where does this come from? Well, it comes from, quite frankly, ignoring some basic principles of MGTOW philosophy.
Enlighten us, Stardusk. Enlighten us. What are the basic things that you're discussing? So come out with a video or something. Tell us what you think they are.
And MGTOW epistemology. You see, we've made the mistake of being so poorly defined as a community that anything goes. We've made the mistake of saying all MGTOW entails is don't get married and maybe don't cohabitate. And of course, those are essential tenets of MGTOW and going your own way. But in doing so and leaving it at that, we deny the core principles that people such as Barbaros and I have worked very hard at.
Hang on. So you guys have been working on something very hard. You've been working on something very hard. Spent a lot of effort and energy. We need to buy that. We need to buy that to fit into your category of MGTOW, your definition of MGTOW. This isn't MGTOW. And I'm sorry, MGTOW is pretty much being off the plantation. That's all it is. Being off the plantation, not cohabitating. You can even say, I don't want to live with a female, not being in the same property. I don't want her to live with me, and vice versa. I don't want to live with her. You might want to have a female on the side where you might sleep with, have sexual intercourse with. Fine. I don't. I choose not to. But MGTOW is very, very simple. It's very, very simple. All it is being off the plantation. I should just make a video defining MGTOW. And if I did, all it would be pretty much a 7-second video made up of a few words. That's all it would be. Very, very simple. But your additives are what's creating confusion. And this confusion needs to go. And I'm sorry, Stardusk, you've been around for quite a while, but just because you have doesn't mean you own MGTOW. There are thousands of us, probably millions of us around the world. And if you think or believe that something has been going on for so long, and you thought that it's time now for you to address it, why didn't you address it a long time ago? Why did you choose to address this now? It doesn't make sense.
Establishing throughout the years the idea that inherent to MGTOW philosophy and principles and going your own way is the desire and indeed necessity to seek out knowledge and try to understand the world and your place in it. To try to understand the human animal. Know thyself.
This isn't inherent. No, it's not inherent. Again, MGTOW is very, very simple. I know men that work in the building industry. They don't understand these type of things that you're trying to reference. They are living on their own. They have pets. They've got one of my mates, for example, has got a couple of reptiles. He's got 2 lizards. He's got a few snakes. He's been married in the past. It didn't work out. He got burnt. Lives on his own. He doesn't give a flying fuck about understanding these so-called inherent principles and what have you. MGTOW is very simple. It's just being off the plantation. Now, if we can't move forward and progress without all these semantics brought into this discussion, then especially with the likes of men like yourself, who honestly I expected to be a lot wiser. You sound more intelligent. I'm sorry if that offends you, but you do sound more intelligent than the actual words that are coming out of your mouth. I like you, Stardusk. I'm still subscribed to you. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm threatening you, come up with better videos or change your opinion, otherwise I'll unsubscribe. Big fucking whoop even if I did. It's no big deal. I'm just one individual. But that's the thing that makes us special, is that we are all droplets. We're all droplets of, this is just an analogy of water, droplets of water, individuals. Now you get all these droplets of water and you place them in a cup. You end up with a glass of water. There is no leader. There is no leader. I'm sorry, man. I'm sick and tired of you being condescending, towards men like Sandman. And a lot of other people have been condescending towards men like Sandman. Sandman's actually put in a lot of work for MGTOW. And I've had some things in the past where, I disagreed with Sandman's opinion or point of views, but we need to agree to disagree. And I disagree with the stuff you're speaking about, but you can't come out and define stuff. Define, this has to be that. You can't do that. It's disheartening to many men out there. It's wrong. Sandman's put in a lot of work. At one point, you were pretty much pointing the finger at Sandman and saying, look, mate, you've come into the manosphere or the MGTOW sphere. You're asking people to give you donations. You guys were putting him down, bagging him out. What do you know? A few months later, it's you guys that are asking for money. This is hypocritical. This is hypocritical. The guy's going his own way. If people want to listen to him, awesome. Isn't he enlightening men? He's waking men up. He's bringing men into the manosphere. He's helping others. Remember, you don't need to help men anyway, being a MGTOW. It's about yourself, really, isn't it? Is it not? But if you're helping men, awesome, awesome, all the merrier.
That has always been a core principle of MGTOW philosophy. And frankly speaking, those who deny that, those who simply say it's just about not getting married and doing whatever the fuck you want, don't have a fucking clue.
You're the one that doesn't have a clue. You honestly sound extremely narcissistic, so I'm going to hit you back the same way that you're trying to slap us in the face. That's disgusting, Stardusk. You know what? As a matter of fact, I don't even want to listen to any more of this video, because right there, I'm not going to unsubscribe, but I'm really considering it. But honestly, mate, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up.